Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the GQ Jedi. If you're not already subscribed to me, blast the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. I am back with another lot. That's right, there was a local seller that put up a small lot of action figures. She put them up for sale. I had to make the drive, as I always tell you guys. Don't sleep on Kenner. I have an itch, I gotta scratch it, so I got in the car and made the drive to check out what this person had for sale, and I wanted to share my find with you guys. Let's check out what I got. Hey guys, I'm on my way to go pick up this lot that I saw locally for sale, see what's going on. Always a good day to go grab Kenner. I'll be honest, it's like 90 degrees here in LA. It's hot. I don't feel like trekking out in this weather to go sit out in the sun and look at some toys, but it's Star Wars, baby. So you gotta get it when the getting's good, as I always tell you guys. So stay tuned, and hopefully I'll come back with some goodies. All right, guys, I am back home, and I have returned with some Kenner goodness. That's right, the trip proved to be fruitful, and I managed to scoop all this stuff up from a local seller. Told you guys that I was going to check out some goods, and I did. Couple had these, a husband and wife had these toys. Said it belonged to the wife. She grew up with them, unearthed her mom's storage, and came across some Star Wars, some G.I. Joes, some Barbies, you name it, and put it up for sale. And I had to check it out. I didn't pay the asking price because she got all her pricing off of eBay, and I don't pay eBay pricing, and so we negotiated and I got it for a pretty good deal. And here I am returning with the goods to show you guys. It's not as epic as the other local find I had a couple months ago, but still fun, Kenner nonetheless. So here we have a vinyl case with a decent insert. And the case itself, unfortunately, the clasp is broke on it, so that is a bummer, but does have its trays inside. It did come with the catalog, which is awesome. And again, that insert is pretty cherry, so pretty jazzed about that. And all these figures, and a handful of them have weapons. There's even a Droid Factory piece there, which is interesting. But the cool find was the Millennium Falcon instructions. I was not expecting that to be in the vinyl case, and I actually need this, so this was a great find right here. The Millennium Falcon instructions seems to be in pretty decent shape. A lot of times these are yellowed or torn or potentially has water damage. This thing seems to be in great shape, so truly stoked to add that to my paper goods collection. Got kind of like a binder of sorts with all the paper goods. And then of course, along with this catalog, we have the Empire Strikes Back catalog, this version, which is in really great shape. And then a cool addition was these card backs. Some people collect these, some people don't. I don't have a huge stack of them. When I get them, it's always fun to have. This one used to have the sticker on it, but this is a Chewbacca on Empire Strikes Back hardback, and I get it because there's Chewbacca right there. So this was from original owner from her childhood back in the day, and so this is the remnants. So this cardback survived. It's in decent shape. You know, the bubble was kind of carefully sort of torn off. And then of course we have the Return of the Jedi Cloud Cart Pilot. With this one, the bubble was not carefully torn off, but that is all right. And the sticker is still on there from, looks like, general merchandise. And if you guys do not know, you're wondering maybe why Chewie's on an Empire Strikes Back card, or the Cloud Cart Pilot is on a Return of the Jedi card, because Kenner released all of these figures. A lot of them, I'm pretty sure almost all of them, at some point were released on every single card back. So Kenner, you were able to get a Chewie on Empire Strikes Back, get the Cloud Car on Return of the Jedi card back, which is awesome. So over here on the figures, we've got, you know, Vader. We got a headless Vader. That's the first I've ever seen, with some tape on his cape. But he does have his saber, which is intact, which is nice. Got Kenobi with a nice cape. Got Chewie, Greedo with his gun, Hammerhead, Stormtrooper, which is pretty decent. Got a nice farm boy Luke. Wish he had his saber, but that's all right. And we gotta beat up R2. He's got a great dome, but the poor guy's missing a leg and the sticker's beat up. Here we have a 3PO, which is pretty decent. We got a sand person with their gaffy stick. We got a Jawa with their gun. We got a decent Boba. Death Squad Commander, Death Star Droid, Hoth Luke with his rifle, Snow Trooper with the rifle, just needs the skirt. We have the Rebel Commander. Got IG-88, just missing his Stormy rifle. We got, as I like to call him, Zuckuss with his rifle. I know some people call him Forlorn because of the way Kenner packaged it, and some people call this guy Forlorn like I do, and some people call him Zuckuss. Whatever you call them, they're both there. Bossk. Got a Ugnaught with an apron, Cloud Car Pilot. Again with his card back over here. So cool, it's like the makings of, you know, this was the Cloud Car, this was the actual figure that got torn off this Cloud Car card back, which is awesome. We have a Bespin Leia, Bespin Han, Bespin Guard. No gold trimming, unfortunately, but that's okay. We got a Lobot. Have an Imperial Commander, which is pretty sweet. We have the AT-AT driver. We got Yoda with, well, he just has his robe, so at least he's not naked. And we have Bespin Luke. Got a TIE pilot with a gun, which I like to call this thing the Makita power drill. And we've got a Weequay and a Skiff Lando. Fortunately, this vibroax snapped off at the bottom. We have a Reese with his gun, a beautiful Gammy, one of my personal favorites, a Biker Scout with his pistol. Over here we have a Royal Guard. We got Emperor Palpatine with his cane. We got a slightly discolored Logray complete. We got a beautiful Chief Chirpa complete. Got a Rebel Commando. We got 9 Num. We got a complete General Madine. We got Akbar and a beautiful B-Wing pilot. And an AT-ST driver. So as you guys can see, it's a decent spread. I mean, can't really complain, you know, when you're getting Kenner. And again, I didn't pay the asking price. She took her pricing off of eBay, and I told them straight up, I don't pay eBay pricing. So sorry. I took her down. I hate to say that I took her down like it was a battle. But you know, we negotiated, and I don't know that she was completely jazzed about the price that I was willing to offer. But I'm not going to pay stupid eBay pricing. I'm so sorry. That stuff is way overpriced, and that's how she priced all these toys. You know, she went on eBay, sold listings, and tried to mark these as such, and you know, a lot of these figures are kind of common. There's no last 17s, no Power of the Force, nothing crazy in here that stands out as like a, oh my god, it's over $100 figure. And yet she priced some of these figures as $100, and I was just like, yeah, so sorry not to be, you know, not to be that guy, but unfortunately this isn't my first rodeo. It's not the first collection I've bought, and certainly not the first action figure. So yeah, I couldn't pay those prices, and we negotiated, and luckily the husband was there, and you know, I was ready to walk away from the deal. I literally, you know, this deal is getting out of hand. You know, this deal is getting worse every time. You know, what does Lando say? This deal is getting worse every time, something along those lines. And oddly enough, I do not have Lando in here. But yeah, I literally, you know, I'm telling you guys this for your future hunting. I was ready to walk away. I said, you know, I can't pay, I'm not going to pay, you know, that price. And, you know, I wanted to see the figures, and I was, you know, I was like, hey, you guys can keep these figures. I totally get it. I have no problems walking away and you guys keeping them and doing whatever you're going to do. And the husband, you know, talked to the wife, and, you know, basically it was like, do you want to keep messing around with this stuff? Do you want to keep trying to sell it, negotiating with other buyers, or would you rather just take his offer and be done with it? And eventually that is what happened. So have some patience. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Certainly pay a proper price. Don't just throw your money out into the wind just because it's Kenner. And a lot of people think because it's Kenner, it's Star Wars, it's vintage, that they can charge a stupid price for it and people will just pay it because it's, well, it's vintage Star Wars. Well, I don't look at it like that. Everything has a value. I know I talked about Kenner's value before in a recent video, but, you know, fair is fair. And I'm not going to pay, you know, eBay pricing just because you have something for sale. And I don't ever feel desperate or feel like you need to. Walk away if you need to. It's also a good negotiating tactic. If you're willing to walk away from the deal, cash is king, guys. Cash is king. You know, any garage sale, flea market, anything, anywhere, in-person sale, cash is king. When you've got it, don't be afraid to walk away. A lot of times the seller will change their mind and be like, all right, all right, all right. And then it's not to be swarmy. It's just, again, I want to be fair and I don't want to overpay. So sometimes sellers are unrealistic with what they're hoping to get out of this stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys the goods. Thought it'd be fun to show you a local find and something that was in my backyard here in Southern California. And it's a very competitive market when it comes to people buying Star Wars. It's not as fluid as Ohio or the Midwest, where there seems to be endless amounts of Kenner floating around. So I feel like I got lucky with getting this lot, especially for what I ended up paying for it. And it's a win. It's a win, guys. Very stoked to add you know, this to my collection. Even though I have all of this stuff, it's always fun to get more, as I always tell you guys. And I had to scratch the itch. And this was a nice scratch fest for me. It's out there, guys. It's out there. Keep hunting. Keep hunting. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give the old like button a thumbs up to support the channel. And if you've not already done so, blast that subscribe button and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. And remember, collect or collect not, there is no try.